Today we will discuss about die casting process. Now, die casting process is also known as pressure die casting. It is having two halves. Metal. It is that of metal cover die and ejector die. This cover half is stationary one, and ejector half is moving one to eject out the casting after solidification. There are two types of dies. It can be a hot chamber or a cold chamber. Now, this hot chamber is used for no melting temperature alloy like zinc and lead, tin, etc. There is a furnace containing molten metal in which there is a gooseneck which submerged in the molten metal. It is submerged in the molten metal and used for pumping molten metal. And this gooseneck is made of alloy of grey cast iron, ductile iron, or cast steel. There is a plunger also, that of cast iron, and is hydraulically operated and used to pump the molten metal. Now, this is a schematic diagram of a hall chamber. Now, this is the fixed half, this is the moving half, and this is the die cavity, and this one is the gooseneck with the plunger, and there is an opening to get the molten metal into the chamber of the gooseneck. This whole system is immersed in a molten metal, which is in the crucible, in the furnace. The crucible is in the furnace. Now, these are a figure of a hot chamber die casting machine. This is another one, and this is the third one. Depending upon different types of manufacturers, they are giving different design and shape. Now, therefore, the operating principle of a hot chamber die casting machine, as given, as I have told earlier, that is a plunger at the highest location in the gooseneck. The die is opened, core, if any, required, is retracted and is assembled, retracted or it is assembled. The wall of the mold cavity is sprayed so that the molten metal may not come in direct contact of the mold surface and deteriorate the surface finish. After that, the die is closed. Plunger is moved so that it forces the molten metal into the cavity. After filling each corner of the die cavity, the plunger moves back and returns the unused molten metal. It is allowed to solidify. The casting is rejected. At the same time, the plunger uncovers the filling hole, which allows the molten metal to fill the chamber of the gooseneck assembly. And now the the advantages that can be used for aluminum, brass, etc. But for metal of higher melting point cannot be used, because the liquid metal will attack the material of the gooseneck and spoil that. And the another type is the cold chamber. Here we are having the moving half, fixed half with the die cavity, and this chamber is not dipped in the molten metal, rather it is away, and it is having a short chamber. We call it a short chamber with an opening so that we can pour in the molten metal with the help of ladle. After pouring, the ram is used. That is the ram which injects the molten metal into the die cavity. Now, therefore, die is opened, core, if any, is retracted, assembled. The dye cavity wall is sprayed with lubricant. It is closed. Molten metal in the ladle put into the short chamber, and the plunger forces the molten metal into the dye cavity. And the pressure in the dye cavity is maintained till the molten metal gets solidified, so that we can have a better densification. After solidification, the die is opened, casting is ejected, the plunger back to the original position, and another cycle can be done. However, it is having a long cycle time, because it has that the ladle is being used to take the molten metal from the crucible to the short chamber. Moreover, during that, the heat is being lost, and so much so that if it is not having a sufficient superheat, then that may cause cold shut even. These are the few products obtained through, you can see the intricacy, and we can obtain by using the short chamber die casting process. These are the intricacy you can see, and that can be achieved with good details. Now, another modification of this is vacuum die casting, in which we are having a metallic die. Mixture of sand and urethane is molded over this metallic die and cured with amine vapor. If core is there, we try to assemble core, align core with the proper alignment, and then the mold is immersed into the partially into the molten metal. Vacuum is created, causes the molten metal to get sucked into the die cavity. After that, after filling it, the solidification in the die cavity starts. Usually, the molten metal is kept 55 degrees centigrade above the liquidation temperature, so that with the filling of the die cavity, it starts solidification within a fraction of a second. It is a good alternative to investment, casting, shell molding, green sand casting. Cost is also relatively low. This is just a schematic diagram. This is the die. This is the die with the mold having sand on it with urethane. Now, after assembly, it is dipped into the molten metal. Vacuum is created so that the molten metal gets sucked in the die cavity. It is allowed to solidify, taken out, being ejected, and ready for another cycle. Now, a little modification over here. This is the movable part and fixed part with a squeeze plunger in it, and instead of immersing in the molten metal, we provide a cold chamber with a short chamber over here, and the opening. The molten metal is poured into the short chamber with the help of injection plunger. The molten metal is injected into the die cavity. Vacuum is also being created so that each and every corner of the die cavity may be completely filled. Moreover, during solidification, the squeeze chamber squeezes the molten metal so that you can have a better solidification. Now, therefore, the advantage of vacuum casting is that one mold can be used for a number of products, surface finish is same as that of the master one. A good transparency is there. Dimensional accuracy is also very good. There is no moisture or some any other lubricant in the mold. It is a metallic one, and therefore there is elimination of air bubbles and discontinuities. Moreover, complicated structure can also be casted by using this particular technique. But the major disadvantage is that the process is slow. Thank you very much for listening.